You've got to be system driven. So write that down. System driven. What does system driven mean? It's simple. System driven means that your business is driven by a system, not by a personality, not by your charisma or somebody in your downline or somebody in your upline's charisma or abilities. Because can we agree, guys, that different people have different abilities than others? Yes?
Yeah.
Of course. Some people have more charisma and more confidence than others. Can we agree?
Yes.
Exactly. And more experience. Yes, right?
Yep.
So if you got a system-driven business, that means that a dud can recruit a stud. That means just like a stud, a dud can be successful. So today we're going to talk about, we're going to emphasize on the things that we talked about, but we're also going to emphasize on the system. Okay? So when we talk about the basic training, guys, anybody can learn and apply it, and anybody can teach it to the next person. So this, what I'm going to do for the next 30 minutes, 30 to 45 minutes, is going to be a basic training that you can literally take here, apply it, recruit your first 2, 3, 4, 5 people, and then teach them what you were taught right now at a Starbucks, at their home, at a Panera Bread, so they could go out there and apply what you just taught them, and it just grows away from you. Does that make sense, guys?
Yes.
Because if it's not, if it's just one person dependent, your business will never grow away from you, and you might as well just go have a job. The reason why you're doing a network marketing business is so you have duplication. Everybody say duplication.
Duplication.
Duplication, meaning that you duplicate yourself over and over. Now, if you keep it complicated, guess what's going to happen, guys? It's never going to grow away from you. If you keep it simple, it will grow away from you. But if you keep it complicated, it's never going to grow away from you. So, the first thing in the basic training, guys, we're going to get started. The first thing is why. Write down why. Why are you doing the business? This is the most basic stuff, guys. Why am I doing the business? So, when it comes to the whys, guys, you want to make sure that it's very specific. Write down why. See, you guys are champions. The fact that you guys are here right now, December, and it's raining. Do you realize what that shows to your leaders? Shows a lot. Some of you guys still got your beanies on. You know what I'm saying? Because it's cold. But guess what? Remember, you need to be willing. Successful people do what unsuccessful people are not willing to do. That's why you need to be willing to do right now. Right now, you need to be willing to do what others won't. So tomorrow, you'll have what others don't. That's a philosophy of a successful person. So the fact that you guys are here, we got a packed room here, basically. We got a packed room because you guys are champions, and this is December. Most people, by this time, they check out. That goes to show that you at least have semi-clear why you're doing the business. So when it comes to the why, what is it? Whether it's a new car, whether it's retire your mom, whether it's retire your dad, your spouse, send your kids to a private school. You have to write it down, first of all. Your whys need to be written down. You can't say, yeah, I know why I'm doing it. It's in my head. That doesn't count. You can either be 100% coachable, or it's anything else other than 100% coachable. Mine would be 0% coachable. You guys, does that make sense?
Yes.
Because you might say, yeah, I do got my wife, bro. I get it. It makes sense. But I didn't write it down. I don't have it written down. Then you might as well be 0% coachable. Because you've got to be 100% coachable. So, why you're doing the business. If you want a new car, let's say you want a new 2015 BMW. Okay, what color is that BMW? Let's say you say, I want a new 2015, let's say a 4 Series. You guys know the new 4 Series?
Yeah.
Nice car, right? The new 4 Series. Me personally, I like the 6 Series, the 5 Series, and the 7 Series, right? So, let's say it's a new 4 Series with red interior. I want black rims, heated seats, cool seats, sunroof. Does that make sense? And red calipers. It's got to be like specific, and that has to be written down. Whatever it is that you're writing, you have to fall in love with it, and it's more than one. Have 10, have 15. Here's another thing about your whys. They need to be short-term, mid-term, and long-term. What's a good short-term goal? Okay, what is your monthly overhead in this business? What's your auto share?
$100.
$100. How do you get that $100 paid? 3 people. Well, one of your short-term goals is going to be get my 3. Now, when you're writing down your whys, you also want to write down why you want the whys. So, for instance, one of my goals is I want to retire my mom. Then I write. So I write it down specifically. I put dates on it. I want to on or before this date. That's how you write the dates. On or before this date. I want to own that BMW. I want to retire my mom. I want to send my kids to this private school that costs this much money. So this is how much money it takes to accomplish that. You see what I'm saying? Think about it. If I'm like, oh yeah, I want to send my kids to a private school. Well, how much does that private school cost, JC? Oh, well, I don't know. Well, how do you know how much money to make? Does that make sense, guys?
Yeah.
Oh, well, it costs, I don't know. Let's say it costs, I don't know, $15,000 a year. I'm just throwing out a number. I don't know what they cost. I didn't go to private school, right? $15,000 a year. So I want to make $15,000 a year. Okay, so you're telling me that you want to make the money that you make in this business, you only want to make enough just to pay for that. You don't want nothing left over than that. You haven't thought this through. You guys follow what I'm talking about?
Yes.
It is your job as a leader when you're sitting down with a new person and you're training them this stuff on their why. See, this is a lot of information you're taking in right now, guys. That's why you want to listen to it over and over. By the way, we're recording this training. How many of you guys we're going to watch this over and over? Absolutely. See, I don't have a PowerPoint for this because I've done this training literally thousands of times over the last 13 years. Not only have I done it, but I've applied it. Bless you, brother. Not only have I done it, but I've applied it. So your why needs to be very specific, short-term, mid-term, long-term. So write down your why. Like let's say, I want to get my 3. That's one of my short whys. And it's written down. Now, here's why I want to get my 3. Here's why I want to get my 3. So I don't have to come out of pocket $100. So my business is in profit mode. It's paid. I mean, you see, that's a pretty good short-term goal. Yeah. Yes. And you put a date on it. A week from the day I got started, which is this day or before. So if I apply the 7-10, if in the first 7 days I show this business to 10 people, think about that. That's a system that we've got. Everybody, guys, I don't hear the 7-10 enough. 7-10, 7-10. Who can tell me what the 7-10 is?
Of course, in 7 days, you bring 10 people, and 3 to 5 will say yes.
Yeah. Over the course of 7 days, your first week, you sign somebody up. Let's say I sign up David today. In his first 7 days, my goal is, and his goal, working together, is for him to put me in front of 10 people within the first 7 days minimum. Maximum 7 days, minimum 10 people. Maximum 7 days, minimum 10 people. Why? Because if he puts 10 butts down in that opportunity meeting, how many of you guys were here for the opportunity meeting yesterday? Yes. How many of you guys have somebody that signed up? Raise your hand if you have somebody signed up. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, perfect. See how that works? If you put butts in seats, there's a certain percentage, a ratio will appear, as Jim Rohn says. A ratio will appear. Out of 10 people, the ratio that's appeared for our opportunity and the way we do things is 3 to 5 get started. That's been the ratio that's appeared for us. So if you put 10 butts in the seats, you're going to get on average 3 to 5 to get started. So guess what? Your membership is now paid. Is that a pretty good deal?
Yes, sir.
So you put the date on it. Then another one could be to hit the 600 club. Another one could be to hit the 1500 club. So when you hit the 600 club, who are your 3 that you're going to help get their 3? Right? Then when you hit the 1500 club, let's say you're in the 600 club. Okay, now my goal is the 1500 club. I identify who those 3 people are that I'm going to work with and run with for them to hit the 600 club. Because if I help 3 people get to the 600 club, I get to the 1500 club. I'm just giving you guys an example. Does that make sense, guys?
Yes.
So you have to write down what it is that you want to be specific and have more than one. One of them could be for you is like get a new watch. Does that make sense, guys? Or buy some new earrings for your mom or something. I don't know what it is. You got to write down what motivates you. Some are going to motivate you more than others. But they say, if your why doesn't make you cry, you need a new why. You guys follow me? If your why doesn't make you cry, you need a new why. So you need to fall in love with the why. Pretend like, remember that first boy or girl that you thought you were in love with? Right? When you were like in elementary, junior high, whatever, however young you were. And did somebody have to remind you to think of that person? Did somebody have to remind you? You guys are thinking about it right now, so you're not answering.